Optimizing insurance business. Insurance, actually speaking, even before I joined the insurance industry, for me insurance was very boring. And then, okay, now I'm there for more than 8 years. And when I get into that place, it was very hot place and very competitive. And if I'll take you through the slides of our industry, what kind of industry is there in Sri Lanka. And insurance specifically, when you sell this one, there's not something called tangible there. We are just selling some promises. Even today, some nice looking phone or something very nice object selling to a one person is very difficult, convincing a person. But imagine selling an insurance policy. You might have some form of insurance policies today due to a government regulatory requirement, or might become a company or somebody who has really identified the importance of it. So let's see insurance industry overview. If I ask from you all, how many insurance companies exist in Sri Lanka? We have got 22 million, close to 22 million people in this country. If I talk about Mumbai and Delhi, one city itself might be having more than that number of people. We have got only 22 people maximum. So how many insurance companies? We have got 22 insurance companies today operating in Sri Lankan market. And they have general insurance and life insurance, two different segments. I'll explain what is general insurance. Today you are obtaining a vehicle insurance. These are both short-term policies. General insurance is short-term policies. Even your life policy or health policy which you are obtaining for 1 year renewal, those are short-term policies. Those are not life insurance policies. But we are talking about life insurance, which is 5 to 10 to 15 years long policies. So now there are 12 companies in Sri Lanka operating in life and general insurance together. But in near future, by 2015, all these companies have to be separated. So this will be multiplied. There will be many merging. There will be many activities will happen in Sri Lankan insurance industry very soon. So it's not only these institutions. In front of them, there are 46 brokering companies standing before these insurance companies and selling insurance on behalf of them, along with their individual advisors and brokers, their own marketing executives. Imagine the competition to 22 million people, especially in general insurance. Market is really saturated. Life insurance, of course, we have got 20% to 30% penetration in workforce in Sri Lanka. There's a 70%, almost 70% untapped market in life insurance in Sri Lanka. But if you talk about general insurance, this is a different scenario. More companies, 46 companies operating there, and almost 100% penetrated, saturated industry. Imagine CIO's position, or Apna says which kind of position that we have to hold. So it could be a business approach or IT approach, whatever it is. So how to face for this kind of competition? This is a service level delivery. In 2000, to issue a policy 10 years back, it took around 1 day. 10 to 15 years ago, it took around 1 day to process a policy. Today, there's one company, not us. we also do within 7 minutes or 8 minutes from the system. There's a company, they issue even 3 minutes, they take. If your quotation is correct, they can issue a policy in 3 minutes and print the card, insurance card, and give it to you over the counter. Why? Because of the competition. The service level has been tremendously improved. Service, this is the moment of truth of insurance companies. Claims. When claims happen, when we pay a claim, that is where you see the moment of truth. And it's very difficult to satisfy any of the customers, right? But recently, I think Sri Lanka revolutionized the insurance industry on paying insurance claims. On the spot claims payments. If you meet an accident, one of our guys will go there and pay on the spot. Okay? Assume that it is 10,000 rupees damage, we pay 10,000 rupees. Do you think this will work like that way? Human minds, their nature, customers' nature is different. And making a decision of paying a claim has to have a rationality or a logic behind it. For that, it's just a marketing or sales pitching, but you need to have that collaborative decision-making ability. But how are you going to do within that moment of time? So this is the challenge, but of course we also do it within one day. We can settle a claim. And there's another amazing slide. Do you all do a business if you don't have a margin of at least 10%, 20%? If it is 30-40% of margin, of course everybody does a business, try to do that business. But imagine insurance industry, general insurance specifically, our combined ratio, expense ratio is more than 100%. Very simply, it is, if I earn 100 rupees, we pay you back 202 rupees today. I mean, last month industry standard is that 102% combined expense ratio. In the industry today, the gross revenue comes around 31 billion per annum. And out of that, $16 billion rupees we pay as claims. 62% we pay back as claims. At the same time, another 30% goes for 35% goes for management expenses and the operational costs. Of course, there's a way of, there's one board of directors who is asking, why do you do this marginal business in that case? What's the point of doing this? Of course, there are some ways of getting money. Of course, we can invest, but it's a different ball game. Doing general insurance, you're not earning from the direct business operation. It's a different scenario where you invest. And if your financial market is not doing well, of course, you have issues. So then, in this case, what I'm going to take you for a case study. Actually, this case study was being recognized from Oliver Wyman, one of the leading management consulting company in the US, and we won an award for this effort. We studied the claim, as I mentioned before, claim payment. The expense is 62%. So if you do something, change there something. So the impact has a direct impact to your bottom line. How can we do that? How to optimize these processes? So we took the case like making the accidents or meeting an accident that point to transferring money, claims payment to their account, or slip or transferring or giving the cash or check. The entire scenario, how are we going to optimize it? So the objective, how to improve customer service, how to reduce cost, how to reduce processing time. So critically analyze all the activities involved from the time and accident occurred to making the final claim payment to the customer. This is the process. And key activities, Customer calls the 24 hours call center, call agent validates the policy information, and assessor goes to the accident site located. Assessor makes the accident inspection again. Claim documents and submitted for the approval. Related parties inform about the accident. Likewise, there are so many stages. Each and every stage of this process has its own type of difficulties. So what we thought, how to map these difficulties, is down these difficulties with technology or improving the processes. It necessarily doesn't have to be the technology itself. It can be some kind of a process improvement. Look at this online call monitoring application which we implemented. And this has, what we did, initially we collected all the information of customers, the mobile numbers, all this information. And we registered with our home banking application, with the policy, with the customer. And then when they call us, we can directly identify this particular person is calling. And in fact, we can talk to them by their name. And the impact is, we didn't ask so many questions from the call center guys. They used to ask so many questions. What's your policy number? Where you have met an accident? All these history data. So, we didn't ask these questions. They can directly go to the application. From the call center agent itself, they can call this information together. And this reduced, it doesn't matter whether you can directly call this information. More than that, what we were thinking, whether we can reduce the call time, call duration. That's a cost for us. And then you can get all this information. Plus, what we thought of, recording, of course, there. And we use different technologies for that, sending SMSs, recording calls, and sending emails, all these different technologies. And we collect them and tag with that particular policy for the customer. And you have a 360-degree view, what we have been doing, dealing with this customer, what are the conversations we've been doing with this person, via SMSs, or mobile, or emails, or in any source. Then, after the accident, the second part is to allocate the assessor. Okay, suppose that there's an accident close by here. There could be 3 or 4 guys covering in this particular area. The call center guys never know where these guys are. And they give, of course, they give their locations, but it's not precisely accurate. So what we did, we tracked them in the Google map, and we tag them where these locations. But not all the time. We had some practical issue of it because we use all Android applications. When you use them, you will have the bad issues, power issues. So what we thought, okay, do I have to monitor them all the time? No. Let's monitor them every 10 minutes times or 15 minutes time. Let's activate your GPS tracking for 10 minutes of time duration and tag them on Google Map. And of course, then after that, they can directly, without calling them, they can directly allocate the person. And this reduces the number of calls, outgoing calls, outbound calls. And then of course, yeah. And at the same time, when customer says that, okay, I have met an accident in this particular place, okay, we even tag them on the Google map in a particular area. Okay, we get based on the address, we tag them. And it blinks on green color or the red color till it gets covered, close the claim. And at the same time, we push SMSs. Simultaneously, we thought of informing this accident incident to many people. Specifically, the person who brought this business to our company. Because that particular person can talk to the customer, start the conversation, have some PR effort. At the same time, assessor and the relevant managers of that particular branch. This gave a inbound calls reduction. Because many people used to call and inquire about claims or incidents. Because of these emails, call duration as well as number of calls got reduced. was reduced per accident, and 50% reduction in call duration. And it has tremendously reduced our call center cost. And this is as a mobile application which we developed for them. This has all the information, and as soon as we allocate the accident to the assessor, it pops up in their mobile phone, and you can take the pictures and attach it to our call center. And this particular small initiative, by introducing mobile app, how much money we save for the company? Nearly around 15 million. How? Because taking pictures of the accidents and sending it to our head office, they took 1 day at least, and per picture they used to charge 20 rupees. We said, no, we'll give you a mobile phone with the app. We take the pictures and send it then and there. Okay, you had some issues like, okay, we don't have the coverage. We said, okay, we'll have the background application. It runs. Whenever you get into the covered areas, it will be automatically pushed to our service centers. And per accident, we reduce 200 bucks. And it impacts 15 to 15 million rupees per annum. And then we have another intelligent application to map previous accidents and the current accident. You can take two pictures together and match and see whether there are frauds. All these things could happen because of all the information in a central place. And post-inspection, again you can go to the Google Map. End of the day, you can see how many accidents happened, how many green color which we have attended, and how many red color which we haven't attended. And then all the pictures of the accident is being also with the Google Map. And you got the profile of the claims. You get all the information about, in a single page, we are giving all the information about that particular claim. And when you approve the claim, we immediately send SMSs to all the people, relevant people. And when you transfer the money, of course, at the same time, we push all the information that's there. What we're trying to do is like reducing the inbound calls and outbound calls and giving the faster service. And then the technology, the interesting part. Okay, there was so many technology. When we did this process study, we were considering so many technology. And we thought of, okay, we'll get involved any particular technology based on the need. Or it's okay, there are so many free softwares, or there could be many other social media software, so many things, okay. But we'll see what we can get involved with the meaning. With the meaning of, there should be we should be able to quantify by adapting any technology, rather than just sake of adapting any technology. This is how we thought of. And the other part, okay, when you do select technologies, is there a possibility of reuse these technologies again with your ecosystem? That's also an important thing that we consider. Because common applications which we use, and more than that, what we mainly adapted is the ESP, Enterprise Service Bus, on one with web services, web services we are communicating with each and every different application. There are so many applications available for this. We have in the house, we have around 5 to 6 applications we are talking each other with these technologies. So, but okay, this is one particular incident I am talking about. It's just one process. But there are so many processes like this in our insurance industry where we have to look at in a meticulous way and go and study and then apply technology based on the need. So, But in future, today I think Sri Lanka, I think 18 million subscriptions I heard recently of mobile. And now customers' need is changing rapidly. Now I don't think even, any salesperson requires so much of you to interact day-to-day life. And that is changing, nobody likes that way. And we see even a bank today, they don't like to visit, our people don't like to visit the banks. Purchasing online, new trends are coming up with purchasing online at their convenience. So the trend is changing right now. Okay, we have these technologies right now, okay, we implement that, but are we going to change this technology again? My son, he comes every day when I go home, he comes and he asks me and says, Tati has come. And just after that, I thought that he loves me and he's waiting till I come home. And he said, just after that, he said, Tati, can I have your phone? I want to play a game. I thought that he is hugging me because he loves me. But no, he's just 4.5 years. And all of them are, you can see this slide, it says 58% of the children aged 2 to 5 know how to play basic computer games today. And I saw a nice cartoon also recently that all the days when our parents want to punish us, they said, go back to your room. And we have to go back to the room and cry. Today, if you ask our sons to go back to their room, they willingly go because you have the computer games and all these things, they are happily go and play with it. Even entire day they will play with it. So, what kind of demand we will have in future? How we are going to manage that pattern? Of course, there will be so many technology, challenges from the technology. I have never seen that technology has become a challenge, especially for us. But relevance is the most important thing, today's technology. That is where sometimes we go wrong. Most of the times you can say relevance has to be there more than technology, what is available today. I will take one, I will play one video clip. There's nothing to do with technology here. It has a relevance, something relevant.
South Korea, a country devoid of oil. Seoul, a city where 1/4 of Koreans live, with one of the world's highest gasoline consumption. The situation is getting worse. Car usage is increasing. Petroleum costs are rising. Parking spaces are scarce. People are stressed out. Every day, a Seoul driver wanders 500 meters to find a parking space. In a month, this equals 15 kilometers or 1 liter of gas. S-Oil, one of the 4 oil companies in Korea, took action. It is on a mission to save oil. Right here, right now. Thus begins the HERE campaign. It has set up a HERE balloon for each parking space. As a car parks in it, the balloon falls. When the car exits, the balloon rises. Cars can spot these balloons from afar. They can spot open parking spaces without wandering. Finding quick parking means saving oil. One easily spotted parking spot is worth 1 liter of oil saved.
교육하실 때 엄마들은 저것만큼 경제적인 게 없다고
딱 이정표가 있으니까 참 뭐 좋은 아이디어 같아요.
세상에서 풍선 다니까 신기했어요.
풍선 없었으면 못 들어보는 거죠. 진짜.
HERE balloons have saved drivers' gas expenses through a new and interesting method. S-Oil, the oil seller, gained the impression of an oil-saving company. Save oil, save time, save money. Here, taking action for a better world. Save oil, save earth. S-Oil.
Same like that, doesn't matter whether it's AI, it's a whole unique system, whether if you can use it in a meaningful manner, that's the most important.